You don't need every tool in the catalog, but there are some tools every electrician needs, regardless of whether you're residential, commercial, or industrial. Not having the right ones will cost you time on every single job. Here's what should be in your bag.
Welcome to Hardwired Trades. Today we're talking tools, specifically the ones every electrician needs to own, why they matter, and what to look for when you're buying them. I'm not going to throw 100 items at you. I'm giving you the essentials, the stuff that earns its place on the truck every day. Your hand tools. These are the basics. If you don't have these, you can't function. Klein Tools Lineman's Pliers. This is the bread and butter. Heavy duty, made for pulling wire, cutting, and gripping. Klein has been the standard for decades. Don't go cheap on these. A good pair of Klein Lineman's pliers will last 20 years of daily use. I've seen guys buy cheaper alternatives and replace them 3 times in 2 years. The economics don't work. Spend $50 on Klein once instead of $15 3 times. The quality is obvious the moment you put them in your hand. Needle nose pliers. For tight spaces, bending conductors, working in boxes. Side cutter style if you can get them. Wire strippers. Adjustable auto stripping type, Ideal or Knipex, saves time. You're stripping wire all day. Invest in a good pair. The Ideal Strip Master has been a job site staple for a reason. It strips clean without nicking the conductor. Nicked conductors cause weak spots at connections. On fine stranded wire especially, a clean strip matters. Insulated screwdrivers, a full set. Flathead and Phillips in multiple sizes. Insulated handles rated for 1000 volts. Klein or Waiha. Working in live panels happens. Insulated handles are your margin of safety. This isn't where you compromise. Voltage tester non-contact. This is a safety item, not just a convenience item. Before you touch anything, you test it. A Fluke T5 or Klein NCVT is non-negotiable. Test before you touch. Every time. No exceptions. Your test equipment multimeter. You need a quality digital multimeter. Fluke is the industry standard. A Fluke 117 or Fluke 87V will serve you for years. A cheap meter gives you unreliable readings. Don't mess around with this. When you're troubleshooting a motor or checking voltage at a panel, you need accurate numbers. A $20 meter that reads 5 to 10% off can lead you in completely the wrong direction on a service call. Clamp meter, for measuring current without breaking the circuit. Useful on panels, motors, and checking load. A Fluke 323 or 325 is a solid starting point. Once you start using a clamp meter for panel load assessments, you'll wonder how you got along without it. Plug-in circuit tester. The little 3-prong tester that you plug into receptacles to check wiring. Fast and easy. Keep a handful of them. They detect reversed polarity, open grounds, open neutrals in about 2 seconds. Run one through every outlet on a service call before you do anything else. Your drill and impact cordless drill. A good 18-volt or 20-volt drill, Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Makita, handles most of what you need. Hole saws, self-tapping screws, box mounting. Get a brushless motor, it lasts longer and runs cooler. Cordless impact driver, different from a drill. The impact action drives screws fast without stripping. You'll use it constantly on panels and fixture work. Milwaukee M18 and DeWalt 20-volt Max are the go-to platforms for most commercial electricians. Makita is strong in residential. Pick one platform and stick to it. Your batteries need to be compatible across tools. Hole saw kit. Electricians make holes all day. A good Milwaukee or DeWalt hole saw kit with multiple sizes covers most situations. Bimetal hole saws are worth the extra cost over cheap ones. They last significantly longer in wood and sheet metal. Cheap hole saws dull quickly and start burning instead of cutting. That costs you time on every use. Your wire fishing and pulling tools fish tape, a 50-foot or 100-foot steel or fiberglass fish tape, non-negotiable for fishing wire through walls, conduit, and ceilings. Greenlee and Klein both make solid ones. Fiberglass is better for wet environments and won't conduct. Electricity if you accidentally contact a live circuit. Flex bits, spade bit extensions, for drilling through plates and framing when you can't get a standard drill in. A set of flex bits gets you into tight spaces that would otherwise be impossible. This is one of those tools where having it saves you 2 hours of problem solving on a retrofit job. Cable stapler. If you're doing any residential or light commercial Romex work, a powered cable stapler saves enormous time versus hand nailing. Ideal makes a good one. On a large rough-in with hundreds of feet of wire to staple, the time difference between a hand stapler and a pneumatic or electric stapler is significant. Your safety gear. I'm putting this in here because I see guys cut corners on safety and it bites them. Safety glasses. Every time, on every job. No excuses. Drilling, grinding, working in attics. Debris goes where you don't expect it. Work gloves. Protect your hands. Mechanics or similar leather palm gloves. Your hands are your livelihood. Protect them. Hard hat. Required on most commercial and industrial sites and smart on any job with overhead hazard. Knee pads. If you're rough in on residential, you're on your knees a lot. Your 55-year-old self will thank your 25-year-old self for using them. Joint damage accumulates. Take it seriously from the start. Tools to add as you grow. These aren't starter kit items, but you'll want them as your jobs get bigger. Conduit bender, EMT and rigid. Essential for conduit work. Know how to use it. Clean conduit bends are a mark of a professional. Kinking conduit is a sign you're winging it. Wire pulling lubricant and pulling equipment for longer conduit runs. Label maker keeps panels clean and professional. A labeled panel is a selling point. Customers notice. Thermal infrared camera. Useful for troubleshooting hot connections, finding faults without exposure. Circuit tracer. For identifying circuits in existing panels, especially in older buildings. This tool alone can save you hours on a service call in a building without proper labeling. Buy once, cry once. Here's my general rule. On tools you use every single day, pliers, multimeter drill, buy quality. You'll use them thousands of times over your career. The few extra dollars are nothing spread over that kind of use. On less used specialty tools, you can be more flexible. Rent what you rarely need. Own what you use constantly. That's the mindset that keeps your tool costs reasonable without working with junk. How you organize your tools is almost as important as what tools you have. An unorganized bag means you're digging for the right thing on every job. Time you could be billing. The basic organizing principle. Things you use every day live at the top and are always in the same place. Less frequent tools are organized by category below. Specialty tools. Fish tape, thermal camera, circuit tracer, live in a designated pouch or separate bag. Most electricians end up with a two-bag system, a daily bag with the tools they use on virtually every job, and a second bag for specialty tools and less frequent items they pull when needed. This keeps the daily bag light and fast to grab. Label pouches or use color-coded bags. When you've been in the trade 15 years, this sounds unnecessary. When you've just hired your first employee and you're sharing tools temporarily, it matters. And in your own truck, knowing at a glance whether your thermal camera bag is there is faster than digging. Restock consumables weekly, not daily. A short restock routine every Sunday or Monday morning. Refill wire connectors, check tape supply, verify test batteries in your meter and tester means you're never mid-job reaching for something that isn't there. Trade tools are working assets. How you maintain them determines whether they last 2 years or 20. Cordless tools. Clean the battery contacts regularly. Never store batteries in extreme heat. Summer in a closed truck bed will degrade them fast. Store tools and batteries indoors if possible. When a battery no longer holds a charge through a reasonable job, replace it. A dying battery slows your tools and adds frustration. Don't try to revive it. Multimeters and test equipment. Replace the batteries in your meter when they get low. A meter reading on low battery may read inaccurately. Calibration matters on precision instruments. If you're using your meter for voltage readings in critical applications and it's taken any falls, have it tested or replace it. A $5 battery replacement is cheaper than a diagnostic error. Pliers and hand tools. Wipe them down when they get dirty. Keep the cutting surfaces sharp. Dull wire cutters require more force and make imprecise cuts. A quality pair of lineman's pliers with a good cutting edge cuts cleaner and faster. When the cutting action on your pliers feels rough or the teeth are worn smooth, it's time for a new pair. Fish tape. Don't leave it kinked. Don't jam it when it catches. Take the extra few seconds to push and pull carefully rather than forcing it. You'll save the tape and your time. Fiberglass tape should be stored in its real housing to prevent kinking. Power tools. Blow them out with compressed air periodically to clear sawdust and concrete dust from vents. This prevents overheating. Keep the chuck clean and free of debris. Replace worn drill bits. A dull bit requires more pressure, damages the tool's chuck over time, and produces worse results.
That's the essential toolkit for every electrician. What did I miss? Drop your must have tool in the comments. I'm curious what people swear by. Subscribe to Hardwired Trades for more practical trade content every week. The platform decision: Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Makita? This question comes up constantly, and there's no single right answer. What matters is committing to one platform and building out in it. Here's the general breakdown: Milwaukee M18 is the most popular choice in commercial and industrial electrical. The battery ecosystem is massive and the tools are excellent. If you're doing heavy commercial work, this is probably the direction you go. DeWalt 20 volts max is extremely popular for residential and light commercial. Huge battery ecosystem, widely available at supply houses and big box stores, excellent tool quality. Makita 18 volts is beloved by a contingent of electricians who appreciate the lighter weight of some of their tools and the quality of their batteries. Strong in residential work. All three are professional grade platforms that will serve you well. The real cost of switching platforms is your existing batteries. They don't cross brand. Choose one, stick with it, and let your battery ecosystem grow over time as you add tools. What not to buy. Just as important as what to buy is what to skip. For electricians specifically, don't buy cheap test equipment. A no-name voltage tester or multimeter has unknown accuracy and unknown safety ratings. This is a safety item. Buy name brands. Don't buy a battery from a different brand than your tools. Aftermarket batteries have a worse failure rate and can damage your tools. Don't buy cheap fish tape. It kinks, it tangles, and it costs you time and frustration on every job you use it. Spend $60 on Greenlee and be done with it. Don't overinvest in tools before you have the jobs to justify them. Start with the essentials listed here. Add specialized tools as the work requires them. Your tool investment should track your business growth, not get ahead of it.